First of all, how are you, Naheedah?
I'm good. How is everybody?
I'm good. Are you
Good.
good?
Pretty good.
Good.
Shall I introduce you to my pals? Who do we start with? Well, top left of my screen is Jess. So what Jess is doing is working on an implementation project. I guess she'll tell you a little bit more about exactly what she's doing, but kind of unbelievably sat in South Africa right now, which is, she's not got like a special fixation with giraffes, I'm guessing.
Could have removed them, shouldn't I, after last time?
I'll go down to Hannah Corral next, and Hannah is also working on the kind of implementing part, unless you've changed. I kind of keep up
No,
with what
pretty
people-
much.
Hannah's job is to be giving all of those customers a really good service. So she's got kind of, Jess is doing one big thing, Hannah's doing lots and lots of little things, but making sure that our existing customers are looked after. Polly is kind of a cool story, and a story that we've seen with a lot of people. The role within our company that probably is under most scrutiny is the front desk. So when people come in, whether they're graduates or whether they're new customers, the first person they meet is the front desk. So when we were hiring, when we hire anybody, to be honest, I always go to front desk and say, were they a bit of a insert your swear word because we're recording? And if the people on the front desk say, yeah, they were a repeat swear word, they don't get a job, however important or whatever they are. That's just the way it is. And then I remind them when we do their induction. So that's where Polly started out. And now she works in another really important part of our business, because we have 354 people and we're hiring all the time. And our people are everything. We've got software and we've got methods and got ways of doing things. But unless we have amazing people out there with customers like Hannah and Jess, then there kind of is no alpha. So our alphaness is through our people.
So I've got questions for all of you. And the first question for you is, what do you do and what does it mean?
So I work for a bank out here in South Africa. Well, we're contracted in with a bank out here. And I'm on the functional team, which means that I don't day-to-day get involved with the actual software. I am liaising with the client to see what they need and then raising basically any changes that they need to the software with the team in London.
So as Andy mentioned, I look after a lot of clients. So I work for an older version, in an older version of Alfa, our software. So I'm working with clients that we've had around for sort of 10 years or sort of maybe even longer, so longer than I've been at the company, which is quite interesting. They've been using Alfa for so long, they're loyal customers. We obviously want to kind of give them good like support with when they use the software. So if they have any issues, they'll come to me and explain what might be going wrong, or if they want to change the software a bit, they'll also come to me, explain what they want doing, and so I can help them along with that. So there's fewer people working with these older clients because a lot of our clients are now sort of upgraded to the new shiny software.
So I currently work in the HR team, and sort of that focuses on the people of the business. So it's like recruiting and then making sure everyone's happy while they're there and productive, and just people focused. So all of our employees.
Did you know you wanted to do this when you were my age, but if not, what did you want to do?
I wish I could tell you that. No, I wish I could tell you that this is what my dream was when I was 5. But so I think when you're a child, you kind of aspire to what you see. So, I only knew a few professions as a child, one of which was obviously teaching. So I always imagined myself being a teacher. But then obviously it changed, and when I finished education I realized I didn't really want to just go straight back into an educational setting. I wanted to kind of get out and experience something different. Maybe I will go back at someday, I don't know, but yes. So then ended up here, which was quite fortuitous, because actually getting involved in something where you learn a skill, like we're kind of learning about the asset finance industry and also software, is nice. Because if I had to compare it to something where you're maybe just working, say, in a consultancy and you're working with just people, you're not learning like kind of like technical skills. And I will say learning technical skills is really nice, because it's something that from day one you can start doing something really interesting.
I think when I was your age, I really struggled to know what I wanted, and I was like very jealous of people that had that kind of career that they had in mind and knew like, oh, I really want to be this, like I really want to be a doctor or something. Because I felt like it was all laid out for them, and I really struggled. I was like, I was good at science at school, but I didn't really want to be a scientist. So I was like, I don't really know where to go. I ended up doing a science degree at university, and still was like, but that I don't know what I want to do afterwards. So I kind of found Alpha because I'd read like reviews online about how the company culture and the people were really fun, and like it seemed that all the employees at Alpha at the time were having a really fun time because of all the other people that were there, and it's still the same today. So I kind of was like, well, I don't know much about asset finance software, but it sounds like this company will teach me, and the people sound fun. So I kind of just went towards the kind of fun side of it, thinking that I'd be able to pick up the rest of it. And it's kind of, 6 years later, I'm still picking up the rest of it and enjoying the fun times with everybody else here.
I really didn't know what I wanted to do until this year, and I'm 27, so I feel like no, and I always went in and out. What you see on TV, I was like watching Legally Blonde, I was like, I want to be a lawyer and stuff like that. So I went in and out of loads of professions. My parents are both teachers, so I always thought, oh, I'll do that. Up until I even graduated from uni, I thought I'd be a teacher. All I knew is that at your age I wanted to go to uni, and that was really it. So no, definitely didn't know what I wanted to do until I've just started this job now, and I think I finally found what I wanted to do. So that definitely didn't know at your age.
And last question is, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to your younger self?
So the thing that I would say, and I think this outside work as well, the key thing is confidence. I think that confidence allows you to be a good person, and it allows you to kind of go in for things that you think that you would never do. So I think it also allows you to treat everybody the same. And I think when you start to treat everybody the same, you start to feel like you're the same as everybody else, in terms of on an equal footing with everybody else.
This is a hard question, and Jess answered it so well and really deeply. And I completely agree with Jess about confidence. Like, I've always struggled with confidence in myself. I'm like, it's my biggest kind of downfall, is always questioning myself. So I think I would like to tell my younger self, just believe in yourself and just like go for it, and just work really, really hard knowing that you're capable.
I think I always try to put myself loads of pressure on myself to focus on like science or maths and be a lawyer, or try to box myself into those sort of traditional roles. And like I put loads of pressure on myself to sort of become something like that. But when I really think about it, I wish I just told myself just to relax a bit, focus on like what you enjoy and what you value and what makes you happy, and then work hard at school and get good grades, and what you enjoy will come through in the end, I think.
Now I've got my own questions for everybody, and my first question is to Polly again.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the most exciting part of your job?
I'm quite a people person. So like Andy said, I used to work on front desk. So I love the fact that in HR, you're still very people focused, and I get to chat to a lot of people. And, I think it's good. Later on in my career, I'll be able to sort of encourage people to people development and things like that. So I just really like the people focused part of my job.
Okay, amazing. And Hannah, how is Andrew as a boss? And you can be honest.
Good question.
Andrew, leave. He's great. I mean, I think you've had a couple of conversations with him now, and I've now known him for 6 years, which is bizarre. And I mean, he's not directly my boss. I sadly don't report into him. I think I need to be a little bit more senior to do my appraisals with him. But every time we meet in the office, which now is not happening, but he's always very friendly, knows who I am, what I do. It's, yeah, great guy, good sense of humour. It's nice to have someone that you can kind of laugh and joke about a bit with as someone that's running the company, because you'd think that in a lot of companies the guy at the top's going to be unapproachable and things. So no, Andy's pretty laid back.
Jessica, lastly for you, apart from the job, do you enjoy the change of scenery?
Yeah, so for
He's
me,
never
this
gonna
was
come back.
I think, yeah, for me, this was like a big, amazing benefit of working for a company that has clients around the world, to kind of be able to come and immerse yourself fully in another culture, in a way that you wouldn't be able to do if you were just visiting the country, you know, as a tourist. So I love it. I feel like every time, you know, you learn stuff, because they have a different approach to life. They have different problems. You're so used to maybe seeing things in like one way, and then you move somewhere different. You're like, oh, I hadn't even thought about it in that way. So yeah, I love it. I'm hoping that the project lasts a long time. I'm just going to make it go really slowly.
I suppose the point here is about how these three women fit and kind of what they're for in the organisation, and I suppose we could take that in terms of function, but I think actually, and this sort of speaks to our last conversation, Naheedah, when we were talking about wherever you go, the company that you work for, you're going to be interviewing them as well as them interviewing you, and you've got to go somewhere that you fit and you feel that you belong, which I'll come back to. And lots and lots of really smart people, way smarter than me, nearly as smart as Hannah Corral, have thought about stuff like culture. And organisations are a lot more than just a group of people doing a job. So one of the things I sincerely believe in is Alfa's culture. I think I'm going to help you out with a question that remains your homework, which is how you evaluate success. So when you're Jess's age, Polly's age, Hannah's age, goodness help you, my age, and you look back on your life and you say, okay, how's it been? Has it been a success? And what are you going to do to measure it? And how are you going to know if you've been successful at all? I think this notion of belonging, and it speaks very much to Jess's confidence, because one of the things that I think my life is successful is that I don't like being at home, because I sort of belong at work. And my wife says that cut you open, it'll be your children, then Alfa, then me, which I suppose is just her being realistic. But I really do feel like I belong. But the point to take away from three strong and confident women that you're talking to today, none of them was born confident. Nobody here didn't have to work a little bit, didn't have to figure themselves out, didn't go through their own journey and understanding what they wanted to do. So confidence and belonging is a two-way street. Go somewhere that you feel you belong, but be confident enough to belong anywhere.